Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixion of Life. I'm glad to have you guys in with us. We are, working on some fun new stuff. I know you guys are so good. You're with us every day. We appreciate you. Can you imagine? We have taught since Friday the 13th, no less, of March 2020. When COVID shut the world down, Greg and I grabbed a camera. It was a little thing. We weren't very good. And we just said, let's do it. And we've been live streaming every day since then. I mean, that's thousands of days. I don't even know how many thousands of days, but it's a lot of days. And we're giving you 100%, 101%. We're going to keep doing that as long as God gives us breath. We are, however, as we grow and learn, we are trying to get better and better for you and to offer better things for, the sake of the sake of the world, to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. So keep your eyes peeled and your ears peeled. Some fun new stuff might be coming. We might change our format. We're working on different forms, maybe less frequency, but better content. I don't know. We're trying. Stay with us, pray with us, and keep us in your prayers, obviously. So I want to talk today and maybe even this week a little bit about one of those types of people that we all encounter, the complaining, grumbling types. We may be that complaining, grumbling type ourselves. I mean, I know that every single person complains. I do it. Maybe I do it more than I would like to. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, my wife will tell you. My kids will tell you for sure. My team will tell you if I am a complainer. But that kind of complaining personality we all come across. Those people who are just supremely oppressed with negativity and the strife that life gives them. Born out of insecurities, born out of fear, born out of stuff that we consume on the interwebs. Like that kind of stuff has a psychological impact on us. And people complain and grumble, we're going to see that word in a moment, a lot about things. And it's really it's like this. This is how I see it. It's born out of a deliberate choice of which perspective to choose, which lens through which to see the world, which mindset to approach everything. And I think it's deliberate. I use that word deliberately because we have the power to decide and to choose. How am I going to look at stuff? All right, so let's go to Scripture just to kind of get, see what the Lord and His Word has to say to us first in Philippians chapter 2. So there's the second chapter. It's very often, I think, incorrectly labeled the theological chapter of Philippians, where it talks about Christ, emptying Himself and so on. We'll talk about that one day. It's great stuff. But in particular, I want to look at verse 14, which at the end of it, St. Paul, do all things without grumbling or questioning. All right, so he's talking to his Philippian Christians. Maybe it's even directed to a larger community. Hey, look, whatever you're doing, and you might be facing persecution, O Philippians, for in the early church, indeed, they were facing persecution. You might be struggling, suffering. We talked a lot about suffering and struggle last week. No matter what's going on, choose to look at it with a good or a positive outlook. Don't grumble and complain. He uses these words. I'm going to look at them, make sure I get them right in Greek. Greg might throw them up. It's up to his discretion. But gongismon and dialogismon, right? This grumbling and questioning, right? Those two words. I like to put them in there because this grumbling, it's a murmuring. It's like, gosh, everything stinks. It's so bad. All these things, like, why is he doing this to me? Or I'm afraid of that, or I'm afraid of this, or what if he doesn't love me? She doesn't like me. What if? I mean, on and on it goes. And the questioning, the word questioning, this dialogismos, I can't say it today. This word is like this kind of sneaky debate, right? That's the word, the root of the word itself, the sneaky debating. And when we do that kind of stuff in our own minds, we put ourselves in a sour mindset. We have a sour paradigm through which we see the world. And that's no fun and that's no good. And I think life is not easy. I get that. I understand that. And there are a lot of things coming after us. But in spite of that, if we take this attitude, this negative perspective, always grumbling and complaining and whining about things, look, that's how it's going to color the world, right? That's the lens through which you will see the world. And not to get into manifesting, but in some real sense, you manifest that in your life. If you are always afraid and always complaining and always grumbling and always having these argumentations and worrying about these things, that's how you're going to see the world. Conversely, If you choose, and again, I use the word deliberately, if you deliberately choose to look at the world in a positive light, from a perspective of gratitude, holding what we call a gratitude attitude, I'm telling you, that is also a lens through which you see the world, right? The same apostle, St. Paul, in his epistle to the Thessalonians, chapter 5. I mean, it's a beautiful text. See that none of you repays evil for evil, but always seek to do good to one another and to all. Rejoice, always pray constantly. Give thanks in all circumstances, right? So no matter what's happening in your life, no matter what may be going on, give thanks for it. Because, and here, I love this part. This is one of those things I've adapted in my own life. Nothing happens to me. Everything happens for me, right? Now, as you know, logically and factually, things do happen to me. But it's not about things happening to me. I have deliberately chosen and decided to say that no matter what comes my way in life, it is for me. How can I use it to find positivity? How can I use it to upbuild? How can I use it to grow? How can I use it to mature, to be stronger, to have less fear, to be, less afraid of the things in life, to find less loneliness, less depression, anxiety? How can I take whatever happens to me, unfortunate though it may be, or even perceived unfortunate? How can I use that for my upbuilding and through me to upbuild other people, right? So it's that mindset, and we're probably going to spend some more time this week thinking about these things, but how can you use the things of life, not complain about them, not grumble about them, not whisper about them, but to use them for your edification and for your upbuilding? I mean, I think this is what the apostle is calling us to, ultimately Jesus Christ himself. Look, we talked a lot about it last week. No one will go through life unscathed. There will be suffering all over the place, right? Every one of us will have to deal with things. To that end, how do you look at it? My hope, my desire, my great love for you as my beautiful warrior saints is that you will look at all of these things not happening to you, but happening for you. It's a gift that God is giving to you, allowing at least to happen to you, to say, all right, let's see what you do with it. It's a great thing. It changed my life. When I switched when I had a paradigm shift, when I started putting a lens in front of me of gratitude rather than negativity and looking at it, things kind of just worked out better. I want that for you too. Love you, beautiful people. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to explore this throughout the week. Hope you have a great day. See you tomorrow. And until then, as always, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.